What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-a-Lago, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Gloating. Is that your new thing? Just gloating as usual? Like for the last 3-4 episodes, just gloating on the intro.
We had a tech stuff guy who previously pointed it out, and I thought, you know what? They talk about The Rock running for president, which I would defeat him very quickly. But I thought, you know what? Let's do it. We'll do the Trump instead of The Rock.
The Trump. I wanted to ask you, I know this is not on the agenda, but what celebrities in your mind do you think would be good candidates for president? Since you were technically businessman slash celebrity TV personality and you became president, and what other celebrities do you think would be good candidates for presidency?
I would say possibly Macaulay Culkin.
Why Macaulay Culkin?
I worked with him on Home Alone 2,
Right.
and very talented at a very young age. Okay. And I remember he asked me for advice. He was like, "Sir, how do you act so well?" And, I shared with him but he showed
Wait,
great
he was
talent.
asking you for acting lessons?
He was, because he said he thought I did so great in the scene. He was like blown away. He was like, "You like, don't even do this, sir." And he called me sir. So he's a respectful kid. But I think he was very talented at a young age, which shows sort of very good smarts, but he also had respect and also knew when to ask questions and know different things. So I'd say Macaulay Culkin would be I think he has sort of the talent to be a strong president.
President Culkin. I could see it. Is there anyone else or just Macaulay Culkin?
Well, Ivanka was on The Apprentice, which was, so she has sort of the similar experience as me. I think she would be probably our greatest president other than me, maybe even better than me. I don't say that about a lot of people, but I would say it about her.
Okay.
If it was a race to be the best president, they'd say, and it's Ivanka by a hard nipple.
Too dirty for a title, but that's funny, Mr. President. How's your week going?
So far, it's a strong week where, I was I was going viral again. I'm not even on Twitter, and I was going viral. They had me giving a strong speech at somebody's wedding at Mar-a-Lago, or some event at, I don't know what the hell it was, but some event at Mar-a-Lago.
So, is that how you get onto social media by making your speeches at Mar-a-Lago and having people capture you on their social media accounts?
I think it's a strong technique. I think it's been working. The world, they miss me so much, even the haters, but certainly the great patriots, they miss me. So, uh, you know, it's tough. It's tough not having social media, but we're making it through.
When is your social media platform coming out? We've been hearing so much about it. Is there a release date yet?
We're working very strong. We're hoping for a possible June 14th, which is my birthday and Flag Day. But also, we could do 4th of July as well. I mean, what better way to celebrate the country and freedom than having the greatest president free again to do social media?
Are you trying to upstage Sleepy Joe because he's talking about July 4th as this monumental date for
Okay,
COVID, which
excuse me. He thinks July 4th is in August. Okay, he has no clue what he's doing.
but he thinks that July 4th is going to be this date where people can slowly start to really gather socially. I don't know if you've seen CDC regulations and rules, but now if you're
Yes,
vaccinated,
if
you
you're
can.
if you're on a football field by yourself and you've had 8 Moderna shots, you may jerk off silently without a mask. Great medical advice. Love Fauci. He's always the best, that guy.
I didn't read that one. That must have been.
If if you have lived in a bubble for 6 months and have had Pfizer up your ass and Moderna in your mouth, you may go to an abandoned nuclear test site in Nevada and eat a sandwich without a mask. Oh, that's great. Thank you, CDC. Great wisdom from our radical left scientists.
Well, it just said that if you're vaccinated now, you can actually congregate with people who are vaccinated and not wear a mask outside and hang out with them. That's really what has just come out.
And in Florida right now, they just legalized 69 for everybody. Okay, so I like what Florida's doing. Total freedom, total no restrictions. So it's the rest of the world can be, oh, you can see your friend. If you see your friend 8 miles away outside, you can take off a mask if you've gotten all three vaccines. It's a total joke. Florida has it right. The great Ron DeSantis, by the way, yes, he just received the title. He received the title,
I,
the great Ron DeSantis. We only
wow.
use that for certain people.
I know. I'm shocked.
And Ron knows that it can be taken away. He knows that the great title can be taken away. So I think he's going to be very respectful now that he has it.
Does he ever come to Mar-a-Lago?
I've seen him in Mar-a-Lago, but he's a very busy guy. He does the job. Unlike some of these radical left governors, he's actually doing the job. Smart guy, talented, Trump supporter, and he wants the state open. He wants the state open. He's declared this Friday raw dog Friday night in Florida.
It's called Raw Dog Friday Night.
Yes, did I stutter?
It's a very
No, he has said there will be fines and prison for anybody who wears a condom.
so you're telling me Florida has outlawed condoms in the
They are so pro
post-COVID era?
freedom. They are so pro freedom. And so they totally anti the CDC. Condoms are now illegal in Florida as of Friday night. Raw dog Friday night.
That's amazing. I wanted to talk to you about. Did you see this new ad for the CIA?
She is Latina. She is chubby. She has kids. She has mental health problems. She likes it in the ass. She's everything. She's pan, non binary, trisexual with, a case of COVID. She's everything. It's one of the worst ads I've ever seen.
Do you think we should play it for our listeners in case they have not heard it yet?
You do have that. Does the tech stuff guy have that technology?
I do have it right now. I can play it for our listeners.
Oh, on your phone. I thought you were going to do it through.
Well,
like, the computer.
I don't have it uploaded.
It's okay. You know
Put it
what?
in
You know
there.
what? I won't. You don't get a point for it, but I'm not going to take a point away either.
Okay.
Play
Just
it for them,
people should. You want me to play it for them?
please.
Okay.
And that was a sarcastic please, by the way.
When I was 17, I quoted Zora Neale Hurston's How It
Who?
Feels to Be Colored Me in my college application essay. The line that spoke to me stated simply, I am not tragically colored. There is no sorrow dammed up in my soul nor lurking behind my eyes. I do not mind at all. At 17, I had no idea what life would bring, but Sora's sentiment
Matt
articulated
Gates,
so
if you're
beautifully
17,
how
that's
I
what
felt
life
as a daughter
brings.
of immigrants then and now. Nothing about me was or is tragic. I am perfectly made. I can wax eloquent on
You could lose a
complex
couple of
legal issues
pounds,
in
babe.
English while also belting Guayaquil de mis amores in Spanish.
Illegal.
I can change a diaper with one hand and console a crying toddler with the other.
That's impressive.
I'm a woman of color.
It's also disgusting. Oh, she's a woman of color. You know what you get with
millennial who's been diagnosed
cisgen.
with generalized anxiety disorder.
Okay, you're a mess, in other words.
But my existence is not a box-checking exercise. I am a walking declaration. A woman whose inflection does not rise at the end of her sentences, suggesting that a question has been asked. I
Mr.
did
President,
not
please
sneak
wake
into
up.
CIA.
Ugh.
My employment was not and is not the result of a fluke or slip through the cracks.
Yeah, I'm pretty
earned
sure
my
it
way
was.
in, and I earned my way up the ranks of this organization. I am educated, qualified, and competent. And sometimes I struggle. I struggle feeling like I could do more, be more to my two sons. And I struggle leaving the office when I feel there's so much more to do. I used to struggle with imposter syndrome, but at 36, I refuse to internalize misguided patriarchal ideas of what.
Oh my God! It's like an annoying college campus became a person.
Like I'm supposed to apologize for the space I occupied, rather than intoxicate people with my effort, my brilliance. I am proud of me. Full stop. My parents left everything they knew and loved to expose me to opportunities they never had. Because of them, I stand here today a proud first-generation Latina and officer at CIA. I am unapologetically me. I want you to be unapologetically you, whoever you are. Know your worth, command your space.
$10 billion. What a disgraceful ad. And they want us to feel safe. Now our CIA, they're killers, the CIA, but now they're woke.
I just don't understand the ad really. Is it for the CIA or is the ad for like
I'm a woman with 500 different things about me, and I can also be ruining the CIA while I do them.
I have all these
I
issues.
felt like that was a Lin-Manuel Miranda opening to like his new musical, CIA, a rap musical about a fat Latina ruining our country.
CIA, the rap musical. It's just I don't understand. The CIA was mentioned, I think, once during the whole entire ad. I think if you want to share
You
that the
think
CIA is,
you think Putin or Xi is scared now that they know our CIA is like a Lin-Manuel Miranda commercial?
or that our CIA can change a diaper with one hand and sue the toddler with the other. I
Right.
mean,
Putin can finger bang a prostitute and strangle a traitor with the other hand. Meanwhile, we've got Sonia Sota full of shit over here doing, I can clean a diaper and also, whatever, hold a baby. Oh, congratulations. You can hold a baby and do a diaper. You're a hero.
she had an imposter disorder. She has anxiety disorder, and then I just don't understand you. If you're trying to promote the CIA, what are you saying? The CIA doesn't care if you have all these issues. They're going to.
Under Sleepy Joe's CIA, fuck ups are welcome.
It just, the ad does not.
Excuse me, they used to go to college campuses and say, excuse me, sir, can we talk to you? We see you have a 4.0 GPA. You speak many languages. You're very tough. Would you like to join the CIA? Now they go down, to the person protesting on the college campus and say, you look obese and kind of nervous. Would you like to defend our country? No pressure, just the fate of the world. Okay, come on, we'll have snacks for you. You can clean diapers and, give speeches, and there's no exercise requirements. You busty chunky.
The ad just does not make sense for the CIA. I can see that ad as something of like, power to women, like
perhaps
women's.
It's not our CIA. Maybe it's the cis idiot agenda.
That's what it's called.
But we support our CIA very strongly. I think that this is why you need somebody strong in charge. I don't know what the hell they're doing. By the way, the CIA doesn't just advertise like come to the job fair and join the nation's spies. They find you. So what the hell? What the hell is that? You can apply to the FBI, but the CIA comes and gets you. It's not like you walk in and say, hello, here's a shitty diaper. I'm cis, anxious, mentally retarded. Can I be on the Joe Biden CIA, sir?
Yeah, if you want to show that the CIA is diverse and doesn't discriminate, there's another way you can do that commercial.
I mean, we need women to go to South America to murder people. So, of course, we need diversity in the CIA. You can't walk down to like Argentina looking like me and go, hello, sir, can I take you to bed and strangle you? No, you need a Latina with big breasts to walk down there and, pretend to be some drug dealer's girlfriend and then get the intel and then strangle them. Of course, you need diversity for that, but not this kind of diversity. This is very stupid diversity.
If you were still president in Washington, D.C., and
if the fake news were acknowledging my true presidency is what you mean.
If you were still in Washington and that ad came across your desk to approve, would you approve that? And how would you change the ad?
I would not approve it. I
Figured
wouldn't.
that.
I would fire whoever hired the ad agency. I would actually fire this woman from the CIA. And
You would fire her for making the commercial?
well, what use is she now? Look at me. I'm in the CIA. Hello, everybody. I work for the CIA. And by the way, I'm pretty easy to get to because I have diapers in my hand all the time. So feel free to kidnap me and get state secrets from me.
So you kick her out of the CIA, and would you just totally trash the commercial? Or, I mean, they're trying to show that there is diversity and that it doesn't matter if you're a mother or have a family, or you can be a regular person and kind of still be in the CIA. I think that's what they were trying to say, that not everyone is perfect who's in the CIA.
Great. That's a great message.
The CIA, we have some people with lots of faults.
The CIA, our country is in terrible hands. Come join us. This is Sleepy Joe's America, by the way.
I just we're on the same page on that. It was an awful ad, dumb idea, and under your watch, that ad would not have been aired. Awful. Before we get to our next story, Mr.
I'll
President,
tell you what my ad
yes,
would have been. Here's
what would
what
have been? I want to
my
hear.
ad would have been a strong, diverse spies walking around and shooting people and then having great sex and strangling people and filing paperwork and then we would show families in America sleeping safely and we would say we're diverse except in one way. We don't take fuck ups. The CIA.
Just keep it very simple. I like that. Yeah, I don't understand that commercial. Makes no sense whatsoever. Please sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/MPGA. Lots of bonus material on the Patreon. We have bonus episodes every single month. Plus we have movie reviews, live Q&A episodes. There's a lot of crazy drama going on with the Patreon presidency. So check that out. That's patreon.com/MPGA. Find the level that's right for you and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to mpgapod.com. Scroll to the bottom, click on the YouTube link, and just subscribe. It costs nothing. Just click it, and it helps us out. Now, Mr. President, have you heard about Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the most famous quarterbacks in the NFL. He is tied to the Green Bay Packers. When you think Aaron Rodgers, you think Cheesehead, Green Bay, Lambeau, and you know he wants to leave Green Bay now. He's upset with the general manager. He doesn't think they're building around him. They drafted a quarterback last year in the draft. He needs more weapons. What are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers leaving Green Bay? He wants out. He wants to come to New York, Denver, or Las Vegas.
Well, he's weak. Everybody knows that he's he's that quarterback that everybody was, oh, so much talent, so much talent. Oh, and another year, Tom Brady with another Super Bowl. Oh, but you know what, sir? Aaron Rodgers might be the most talented. Oh, it's another year, another Tom Brady Super Bowl. Oh, you know what? And by the way, Aaron Rodgers, terrible Jeopardy host. And I think he's one of these guys, he thinks he's more than a football player. He was, he's not like Brett Favre. And that's when Green Bay had a great quarterback. But this guy, I think he wanted to be Brett Favre, but like a woke left Brett Favre. And he dates these women. He dates the race car a little lady race car driver. That's not what a quarterback dates the cheerleader. It's he dated the race car lady.
Danica Patrick.
Her. He dated
Olivia Wilde.
Okay, well, no, Olivia Munn.
That's
now,
right.
Olivia Munn. I almost had respect for Aaron Rodgers when he was dating her, and of course he messed it up. And now he's dating like the least attractive one from Big Little Lies. He like went down the whole cast and said, "I'll take the one that's least attractive. Thank you." Maybe he should be in a CIA commercial. I play quarterback, but I don't date hot chicks like normal quarterbacks. I want to do other things like host boring trivia shows. I'm Aaron Rodgers, and you can do whatever you want if you're a fuck up with the Green Bay Packers.
I like that commercial. That's a solid commercial. First take, you hit it. That's fantastic.
That's why Macaulay Culkin asked me for strong acting advice. He didn't even know I had these voiceover bars.
The acting school of Culkin.
No, of Trump.
Well, I figure you would put his name on it since he's the actor and you're not the actor, and you just teach there.
No, he asked me for tips.
Okay. Well, the acting school of Trump. It's yours.
President Trump Acting School of Presidency. Sir, full title.
What is the school called?
President Trump's Acting School of Presidency, sir. Academy. State. I think, by the way, I have a powerful idea.
Let's hear
I have
it.
a powerful idea. I think that we should, to further ruin Sleepy Joe's stupid 4th of July, I think we should have Idaho Militia Christian t-shirts for the 4th of July.
That's not a bad idea. Idaho Militia, what is it? Idaho Militia Tech?
Minus a point for you. Very disrespectful. It's one of our great universities. Well, it's technically a state college, you junior. It's Idaho Militia Christian Tech Bible State College.
I think it'd be a very easy t-shirt to make. You just put just the print on the front. You just put text and that's it. It's very easy.
Well, that's maybe the way the CIA would do it with their woke. What I want is Idaho Militia Christian on top of the logo, underneath Bible State Tech College, and in the middle, a mascot that I think somebody should design for us.
Okay. So are you giving a hint to what the mascot should be, or are you giving it up to the
Well, I
listener?
think if you think about it, the mascot should be obviously a potato with a rifle and a Bible and a graduation cap, and maybe it has strong blonde hair like Trump.
Well, if any listeners out there
One
can
of our
design that,
listeners, Blue Tunes, I believe,
I
did a
saw
great
that.
Jim Crow Records picture for us. So we have a strong artist. Free T-shirt, I would say. I think
For
that would
sure.
be only fair for the designer.
I agree.
We're gonna have a design competition, and
And release them July 4th.
I think it would be nice if we could release them July 4th.
That's a great idea.
May the 4th be with you.
And maybe make it a limited run. Make it a special shirt.
I think it would be special.
Yeah. Now, Mr. President, I don't know if you heard this horrible news.
And then we sell
Yep.
them as NFTs.
I like that idea. Let's do that. Now, Mr. President, did you hear that Bill Gates is getting
NFT,
divorced?
by the way, that stands for Negroes fucking talking, which is what I used to always say in the movies. I'd say, melatonin, look at these NFTs.
Oh, God. Let's move on. Bill Gates getting divorced.
This is what happens with the CIA ads. All of a sudden the tech stuff guys, I use the proper word.
Yeah.
Even though Kanye gave me permission to say other N words, I didn't.
I know.
I
know.
didn't.
You haven't cashed that in yet
Well,
on the podcast.
okay. Well, not on the podcast. Okay.
What do you think about Bill Gates getting divorced? Was it 27 years and now he's getting divorced?
I always thought his wife was too unattractive to be married to a billionaire, especially somebody with many billions. Jeff Bezos, even though I don't like him and his company, at least he upgraded. He got kind of like a goofy looking version of Kim Guilfoyle as his whore on the side. But
Goofy Guilfoyle.
that's what I call his Sanchez or whatever illegal he's dating. But, he was with Mackenzie, who was a nice looking sort of plain Jane, but nice looking, and got as the African Americans would say, the glow up. When, she got that money, she seemed to get a trainer and a dentist. But no, I think Bill Gates is making the right decision. I think if he's a total scumbag who's putting trackers in all of my supporters' vaccines. But you can hate that. You can. I may hate the game, but I'll respect the player. Why not? You're worth $100 billion. Go out there and get some.
Did they say how much he's going to have to give his wife?
Well, I think she was. That's how Bill Gates was weak. I think she actually might have been like a real partner and not just like a California give me half your money partner.
Mm-hmm.
But she obviously never invented a computer chip. She was like running the philanthropy. That's what they all do. Even Zuckerberg, that drone, his little wife Chen, because
Mm-hmm.
they always do the thing. Oh, the Chen Zuckerberg. Okay, Chen is doing very little work on this. One is a pediatrician making I don't know $40,000 a year. The other one is dominating social media, making 80 billion. Oh, but it's the Chen Zuckerberg initiative. Okay, sure it is. You notice there's never a Mylanta Donald Foundation. Okay, there's not no. Yeah.
Has
She
this
she's the Vanna White of the organization. She turns the letters. She gets banged, and that's it.
now has this divorce um, sparked any motivation in you to start the proceedings, or are you going to still lay low?
What we're actually trying to do is, you know, as you know, I never leave a marriage until I've locked up the next wife. So right now,
You're
looking
casting.
we're looking at some prospects. Okay. Unfortunately, Matt Gates was one of my chief scouts, and now we can no longer use him. So we're scouting talent. There's a lot of talent out there, a lot of MAGA talent, and it's like you have a swimsuit. How you have like the Miss America. Well, the Trump wife competition is more discreet, but and also more explicit. There's the can you read portion of it, and as soon as you start reading, you're out. Like if you can read English, you're out. And then there's the oral portion of the competition, which is obviously very important. And then there's the well, that's basically it. It's a pretty simple competition.
So you're really looking for a very talented person.
And we, of course, I mean, you have to for registration. We've got to check the birth certificates and whatnot to make sure that that you weren't born in 1980s or earlier.
That's totally understandable. Now, Mr. President, have you heard about your former attorney, Rudy Giuliani? There was a search warrant.
Oh
Rudy Giuliani. No, it doesn't ring a bell.
no,
Former,
he wasn't he a mayor?
yeah, of New York City.
Oh well, okay. Well, what's he doing now?
Well, I don't know, probably praying
Just
because
I'm
they.
just deleting some texts.
That's a good
Right now.
idea because they did search his home. I think his apartment in the city. They took
I'm
cell
clearing
phones,
cache.
computers.
Is that a good thing to do? You clear the cache?
You should clear it. I would clear it definitely.
Sounds French. I'm definitely clearing it.
Yeah. Um, how do you feel about the search warrant? They're trying to investigate the dealings in Ukraine. Does it make you nervous? Are you worried about anything?
Nervous about what now?
Well, you're erasing your cache. You're erasing text messages just now. Are you worried that they're going to find something when they have anything they've searched through Rudy Giuliani's apartment? Anything on his computers? Anything on his phones? Um, emails? Or are you worried about them finding anything?
Well, I don't know. I don't really know. Whoever you're speaking of somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and we wish them well. I wish them. I don't wish bad things on people. So, whoever you said, Rudy.
Rudy
Okay, well,
Giuliani. Yes, he was your
yeah,
right hand man for a little bit.
Mike Pence.
You've been seen with him in public. I don't understand why you do this. You can just say you're trying to pretend you don't know him, and there are photos with him. There's articles. There's timelines of you being with him. Why are you pretending you don't know him? Why don't you just say, like, we don't talk anymore and I don't even know what's going on with him, and then just leave it at that, then lie and say you don't really know who he is, because you do know who he is.
Excuse me, did you just call me a liar?
Okay. I did not call you a liar. Say you're lying about this because there is proof. You can't argue with proof and evidence.
I have spoken. I don't know. And now I'm kind of in darkness, so that should be intimidating you. See that? How I'm out of the light? That's how you know I'm very serious. What you're saying is disgusting. I don't know, Rudy.
Okay.
Uh, you said Giuliani?
Giuliani, yes.
Well, I would never have, and I mean this with great respect to the Kushners, I wouldn't hire an Italian lawyer.
Okay. Okay. I rest my case.
Now I had Alan Dershowitz. Remember him? That's a
Mhm.
Trump. That's a Trump lawyer.
Okay. Well, if you don't know who he is, we'll just move on to the next piece of news, and that is the Pfizer vaccine. You received the vaccine for COVID. I don't know which one you received. Hopefully not Johnson and Johnson, but they are now giving the vaccine to 12 to 15-year-olds. And I
That's
know you,
Mike. That's Mike Pence's favorite vaccine.
what, Johnson and Johnson? Okay. Now, is Barron, your son, going to get the Pfizer vaccine? Because they're now giving it to children 12 to 15. I think he's 15 years old or 14 years old.
Oh,
Barron, you've called him Dirk Nowitzki. You've referred to him as many tall white basketball players. Do you remember?
well, I wouldn't advise kids getting the vaccine. I know when I was talking, when I got the vaccine, Rudy Giuliani also got the Pfizer with me, and we spoke about it.
You
And
just said you have no clue who Rudy Giuliani is, and now you're telling me that you just got the vaccine with him?
who?
Exactly. Okay. So you don't think children should be getting the Pfizer vaccine? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think. No, I don't. I think I have grown children,
Mm-hmm.
also adults. They're also known as adults, and I wouldn't have either one of my kids get a vaccine before they were an adult. That was not tested properly.
Yeah, I don't. I think they should be doing some more studies before giving it to children as well. I don't think I would let my son get the vaccine as of yet either. So I think you're making the right decision. But does Ivanka and everyone else have the vaccine, like your adult children?
Ivanka got the vaccine before I did. That's, we put our kids first. You know that. You're a parent.
Okay.
I made sure that Ivanka was vaccinated. She's precious cargo, we call her.
Well, Mr. President, it is the first episode of the month, and there are some questions that have been sent in
Where we
from our
give
listeners.
where we give our fans presidential podcast welfare benefits.
That's right. Um,
Bone, Trump, and harmony.
Now, this question is a little rude because they're assuming that you're going to go to jail in this question. Okay. And it's from Always Solar in Philadelphia. And it's on Instagram. Since Diet Coke is not sold in jail, well, how does Always Solar in Philadelphia know that? If they've served jail time, they
Right.
have to
And
know
it's
that.
called complimentary.
Yes.
Okay, why would I have to buy a Diet Coke? I just say, give me a Diet Coke, and they say, yes, sir.
Well, there's home recipes in jail where they make alcohol. Is there a homemade recipe um, that you can use to make a prison version of Diet Coke? Do you know of this?
Yes, I do. Here's what we do. We say, not in jail because I didn't do any crimes, and I will have a Diet Coke, sir. And then they bring me a Diet Coke. But in jail, you ever see the movie Goodfellas?
Yes, great movie.
That would be sort of like I'd be having my own suite in a jail. And I don't even think they'd put a president in jail, period. I think I'd be under house, they'd do house arrest. You can't put a president in jail.
I mean, they
You don't have the security. You don't have the proper, what are you going to put 5 Secret Service people in jail as well? That's not fair to them.
I'm sure they can figure out how to imprison a president or former president. I think that's the least of their concerns of security. There's plenty of money in the jail system where they could.
What if they stop me from raping inmates?
I didn't know you were going to start.
Well, you've got to establish your power.
Who would you go after first to establish power? The biggest guy or the smallest?
Well, I would get Mike Pence to probably plead guilty to something so we could go to the same prison, and he'd say, "Yes, sir, I'll come to jail with you." And then I'd go after Mike Pence. And we'd sort of all enjoy it. He'd be going, "Yes, sir, thank you." And every prisoner would go, "Whoa, this guy is butt raping his own vice president. Let's not mess with him."
Well, what's funny is that the next question is about former Vice President Pence from Instagram, the Archduke of Tralfamador. Dear Mr. President, sir, O most exalted one, did you ever use BGMP to help the U.S. get our way in any world leaders that had sexual proclivities that skewered towards the peculiar? If so, are you at liberty to share the deets?
That's a great question. And, we mostly used melatonin for the sort of international, communications with leaders.
Okay.
Like when she spent some time with Putin, she spent some time with Xi. She even jerked off Duterte very quickly in the Philippines.
Did not know that.
No, we called it Operation Filipinas. So she was mainly doing the strong work on that in that department. But Mike Pence in Greece, I remember on a trip to Greece, he was very excited to come to Greece. And we said, "No, not the musical, Mike, not the musical. This is the place with the butt sex." And he said, "Sir, I know. That's why I'm extra happy." He said he liked the philosophy and the democracy, and he named some other Greek salads. He liked all the Greek things, but he was very instrumental in getting us some good deals in Greece. Not like political deals, but discounts on our dinner and things like that. Like he was like, "I'll be right back, sir. I think I can get 50% off this meal." And then he would disappear into the kitchen and come back with some Alfredo sauce and 50% off the meal. So, we don't like him anymore, but he was a great, when he was on, he was on.
He was a loyal soldier. Loyal soldier.
That. He was the power bottom of the United States for sure.
We do have a question from our current Patreon president, Rudley with the hard R. His question is, Mr. President, Doctor, sir, what are your thoughts of the Chicago Bears drafting an African-American quarterback in the first round of the NFL draft?
You know what? I have to give Rudley with the hard throbbing R I have to give him a strong thumbs up here. Because as great as the reign of Tom Fitzgerald was, and it was a great presidency, I don't remember him asking questions.
No.
So obviously Rudley is a president of the people, which is, I think that's important. I thought it was typical. I thought the Chicago Bears, the only thing that would have been better is if he had been a gay black quarterback going to the Chicago Bears. But I think, Chicago's drafting a Chicago. I think anybody could have predicted that. I haven't called them Chicago's for a while.
It's been a while.
We're bringing back the oldies.
Rudley with the hard R. He also has a second question, but we'll say.
Okay, well, no, and you know what?
A third question. 3 questions here.
You see, and now I have to take back the compliment because maybe Tom Fitzgerald knew that less is more. And Rudley seems to think more is more. And, that's we'll have to look into that maybe at our next Q&A session. We'll see.
This comes from Dan Everett, Mr. Dr. Commander President Esquire, sir. Will there be reformulated versions of Trump plasma available for COVID 21-23? And will Ted Nugent be a consultant in their development?
That's a great question. Obviously, my plasma was very powerful. And no, Ted Nugent is more interested in COVID 14 to 17, and not so much 21 to 23.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a strong patriot, as you know, great musician, great patriot. But if they need my plasma, now they can pay me for it.
That's right.
Before, when I was president, it was like, okay, we'll do it for the people. Well, now I'm a private citizen. According to the fake news, I think I'm still president. I know that I'm still president.
Right.
But if they can't have it both ways, they can't call me a private citizen, sir, and then not give me the benefits of a private citizen. So they can choose. They can either they can get my plasma for free, which means I'm president, or they can pay me tremendous amounts of money, and then, either way they lose.
I have, I think, two questions for you here left. And this comes from Steve Maresca. These are Facebook questions. The most questions came in from Facebook this week. So my apologies for hating on all the Facebook questions from last month, because Facebook really came through. Twitter, I don't know where you've been. And Instagram, you tried, but Facebook won this week. In Australia, it was said that our Prime Minister, the great Christian Scott Morrison, spent 150,000 taxpayer funds for an empathy coach. And they're wondering, were you in fact that empathy coach?
That's a great question from our friends in Australia.
Very good.
That's question. Actually, I think I want to give that a new award that gets Trump's Gold Star Question of the Month.
Congratulations, Steve.
So we'll share this with the people. I was his empathy coach. He was showing too much empathy, and I told him, cut that shit out.
How did you train him?
Well, what I did was you see, when I'm an empathy coach, there's behind the scenes work that has to happen before day one.
Right.
So I had sex with his wife and filmed it. And then what I did was I came in, first session, okay? I walk in and I say, oh my goodness, a terrible thing has happened. Your wife was in an accident. And he goes, however, the Australian, crikey, I can't believe that, Mr. President, sir. And I said, are you feeling empathy right now? And then he says, g'day, mate. And he's about to leave. And then I press play on my phone and say, well, who's this? Getting raw dogged by a certain president. And all of a sudden his empathy went away. All of a sudden he felt nothing but rage. And I said, lesson 1, very good. And we had lessons like that. Like one time, there was a sad puppy. I showed him a video of a sad puppy. Okay. And he said, right. Oh, that's so sad, mate, that's a sad puppy, mate. And
the Prime Minister has to turn into Crocodile Dundee every question.
And then all of a sudden, we had trained that sad puppy to be a vicious killing machine. So we bring the puppy in, and all of a sudden it's a full-grown dog, and it starts mauling a cat, and then went after the Prime Minister and bit his leg. And now he doesn't have the empathy anymore. So we've done very strong empathy coaching. It's a very radical, aggressive coaching style, but it's seeing great results. And that's why he's, I think, being more and more conservative and less empathetic, because when you're a leader, you can't have, you can be the Sleepy Joe type. And you see what empathy gets us? It gets us pathetic CIA commercials. That's where famous Sleepy Joe.
They're connected.
What you need is tough leadership. Somebody who doesn't put who doesn't lead with their heart. Because if you lead with your heart, all of a sudden you're going to say, oh, I feel bad for that person. Maybe I should make a stupid decision because I feel bad. No, always tough, always strong.
Always tough, always strong. The last question I have
Well, the
from you.
president, you can ask another Rudley question. I just, it's going down his file.
Yeah, I don't know. None of these really excite me. I like the first one. Um, this one comes from Amy Miner on Facebook, and it says, "Sir,
Amy
please."
Miner, how old is she?
It's an Miner, not OR.
Well, then she's probably pretty young if she can't spell minor.
Maybe,
I'm at full attention, Amy.
sir. Just says, "Sir, please address Linwood claim that Sleepy Joe is gone and you are in the Oval Office."
Linwood is a very passionate person and probably the most aggressive lawyer I've had since Rudy Giuliani. And sometimes he speaks a little too passionately. And I think he means symbolically. I think he means because I'm obviously at Mar-a-Lago doing strong presidenting down here.
Mhm.
I think he means my spirit is filling the White House. Otherwise, he's a total crazy nutbag, danger to society. But I don't think that. I think he's just a tough, passionate person. So I think he just means that my spirit is in the White House. Like I'm haunting Sleepy Joe and groping Jill when she sleeps, like in the movie Ghostbusters.
Or
Trump Busters.
or the movie Ghost. Um,
No,
no. Well, Mr. President,
excuse me.
yeah,
There was a specific scene where Dan Aykroyd gets a blowjob from a ghost. This was not the Patrick Swayze ghost. Rest in power, Patrick.
understand. Well, thank you to all the listeners for their questions. And again, we will do it next month, first episode of the month. Mr. President, thank you for joining us once again. And it is May, and we're going strong. And again, betonline.ag, thank you so much to you every single week. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel, mpgapod.com. Click on subscribe on the YouTube link, and patreon.com/mpga. Pick a level that is good for you. Also, if you are in New York City on Mother's Day, come down to Bel Air Diner this Sunday with mom and the family at 6 p.m. for a Mother's Day show. There's dinner, there's booze. It's going to be nice out, outdoor seating. The show's been great, so come and check that out. BelAirDiner.nyc. Mr. President, any parting words for us?
Yes. Hello, everybody. Hey, guys. It's JL. A few things. Just go to jlcomedy.com. I got 3 nights of shows in the DC area next week. They just added a Friday show in Sterling, Virginia. So those tickets are going quickly. I know one of the shows on Saturday already sold out. If you're in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, 5 shows total, 1 sold out. So I guess 4 now. Get tickets to that. I'm in Newark, New Jersey on Friday. If any of my listeners are locals to me, Newark, New Jersey on Friday for a show. Ticket link and everything is on my website as well. And then if you're in the Boston, Hartford area, I've said it on my own podcast, by the way, go listen to Righteous PK podcast. Link to that also on my website. But huge show for me, June 10th, Hartford Funny Bone. And I'm adding some shows. It looks like I may be headed to Salt Lake City this summer. Of course, not while the Jazz are playing. That's my luck. But yeah, let me know on Twitter or somewhere if you are a Utah person. I know I get a lot of action from Utah people when I'm talking hoops and stuff. But like I said, dates are being added slowly but surely. Unfortunately, I don't have the pull to just drop a 20-date tour. I just got to keep adding them when I can add them. But yeah, for now, DC, Maryland area and Hartford, big shows, need to sell well on those shows. So hopefully you can get tickets, and I'll see you in person because I'm fully vaccinated, and I'll just look a little fatter than the last time you saw me.
So that's it. Thank you for listening to this show. As always,
And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there this Sunday. Happy Mother's Day.
I guess.
Why? Well,
yeah, that's
yes.
right. You're right. We won't be recording till after Mother's Day, so that's true. This month's bonus episode will be a Memorial Day themed bonus. We've already done a powerful Mother's Day last year. I think it's fondly remembered. It's one of the greatest bonus episodes in the history of podcasting. We'll have a Q&A, usually one of the last Thursdays of the month. You know the deal. So, and maybe by the end of this month, I will have reviewed a movie that I've seen in a theater. That'd be cool.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, probably not, but maybe.
Maybe.
But that's it, guys. We do appreciate, if you're still listening, we really appreciate your support in every way that you support it. Unless you're somebody who simply listens, doesn't join our Patreon, and doesn't give us a 5-star review on Apple. Those are the one group of fans that we call Mapiggers with a hard R. The ones who don't give any monetary or review support. You guys need to step up. If you want that R dropped, at least give us a 5-star review. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your support, and God help us all.